And this might be the only tutorial that you need to make some hard, trap, future, Moneybag Yo type beats for free on Garageband. I'm not even going to use the iPad. I'm going to be using the iPhone for today. So you're going to see me working on this. Yes, t.realonthebeat beats back on your screens to make some banging beats. Any iPhone, I'll say, as long as you can get GarageBand on there, you'll be fine. So make sure you watch the video right through to the end, because there's a lot of hints and tips and gems that I put through for this video that's really going to help with your workflow. So if you're liking the content, please subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. It helps the channel grow. And yes, hit 1k subscribers. Thank you so much for anyone that's viewing the content, leaving them comments, liking the videos, even just watching. I've got a little something, you know, over the course of the weeks that I'll be giving away. You know, this could be your new Mellotron, you know, this could be your mix box. I'm talking about them premium apps, you know, £50 plus. Just keep a watch out, keep a watch out. So I'm not going to keep you for too long, so come on, let's cook up some beats. Let's go. So I got a beat breakdown right now here. This is my first melody, and I got it from the Bottle Bills Bank. So I've been using GarageBand a little bit more just to kind of play around with it, because I love the sounds which are inside it. So all the sounds that I found within GarageBand, you know, they're as good as some of the ones that I paid for. So there's a lot of free sounds in here that I think are top-notch quality. So within this one here, the Bottle Bills, this is within a Mallets. So that's what I started off with, because some of those, you know, Little Baby, Future, Moneybag Girls, all those bells, mallets, plucks, them kind of sounds. So this is how I started off with the first sound. So really simple. And how I got around to making that part of the melody is I've got it here in D sharp minor. So originally it started off with a chord, so you got the part here. And what I did here was created the chord, and then I moved the middle note, which was here, moved it down one. So you're going to see a lot that I play around with the tension notes, and these are the two notes here within the scale, then these two notes here within the scale. So messing around and flicking between those notes in the middle of the tension notes within inside the chords as well, that's what creates those kind of like darker and more tense notes and sounds. And as you can see, I put a little note right here at the top here. So for the second part, carried the D sharp minor over, which you can see this bottom note here and this middle note here, and I turned it into a dyad. So the dyads is basically two notes, triad 3, and I got rid of the top note here. So play that the first part. Nice little melody there. And then for the second part of the bar, I kept the middle note and I kept the top note, but then I moved the up one because this is part of the whole tension scale right here. And I got rid of the root note, the D sharp, and then I played with notes right there in the middle. And then I finished it off with another D sharp, and as you can see, I got the first part of the D sharp there and the second part of the dyad, and I just got rid of the top notes here. So let's play that. Simple, just a nice little melody, and what's good is all you need to find is a good repeating 1 or 2 bar, and it's the effects and what you do with it which is going to create that kind of hard trap ambient sound. So that's the first part what I did there. And what I did with that, if you tap it and you go into this section part right here, in this section part, this is where the magic happens. So on the speed you can actually pull it down one and it kind of sounds like a half time. So let me press play. So that's another way you can go around it. So what I did here was moved it across 2. So I've doubled it up, so it's in like double time. So let's say that back. So you can see it's already got that rhythmic sound towards it. And what I did here next, go back onto the settings, and then I reversed it. So it's flipped all the MIDI what I've done right here. So now it's completely changed up the original melody what I've put in. Same key, same everything, but you know, the notes are kind of flipped backwards, so it gives it a different sound. So let's listen to what that sounds played back. already vibes. So then what I did here was rendered it out. So to render it out, you create a whole new empty audio track here, and you make sure that the settings is on clean. So that is the clean audio track. But what I did here was I went into the settings and I went onto the producer effects and I went down to the filter drive, and that adds a nice little filter as well as giving a bit of overdrive and saturation. So it gives it a bit more of a lively feel. And then what you do is I move this up right here. Now what you do is you click on the actual audio track and you click merge, and then you click whatever audio track. You can click multiple if you want. So I click the top audio track and I press merge, and then that's what created this audio track right here. Oh yeah, first what I did here with this audio track is I reversed it. So let's have a listen to see what it sounds like just with the filter. And let's flip it. So let's reverse that again. So that does have some effects on. Let's go into the effects tab, the settings, and go into the plugin section. So here you can see some of the plugins that I've got. So the overdrive automatically comes with the filter, and you put the reverb in, and there's the automatic filter with it as well. And I just added a bit of an EQ at the bottom and the top end there. And it's just a little simple EQ, and this is what it sounds like. So that's the first part of it. And then what I did here with this second part was this is the same melody as the first part, and with this one I went on the settings and I times it by 4. So now this is in quadruple time. So the effects that I've got on here, let's go to the settings tab, and I've turned down the treble a bit, and I've turned up the echo, so that's giving it that spacey vibe, that delay vibe. So playing with the echo definitely gives it that ambient vibe if you're looking for those, you know, atmospheric, reverse, and tail end, high end side of the beats. With the plugin section on here, go to the settings, and all I've got is just an EQ where I'm taking out a bit of the high end. And here I want to roll off a bit of the low end as well. And I've turned it right down, so that's the kind of ambient noise I want you to hear in the background on top of the main melody right here. And then for this part here, this is more ambient noise that I want going off in the background. So for this preset here, this is within the alpha waves, and the alpha waves have got loads of them ambient bell plucky sounds. And this one's called dewdrops, and yeah, I'm loving all the sounds in here, the keys, pads, mallets. You know, I'll pay for some of these ones here. So that's something going in the background, and the notes that I used on that one is still following the D sharp minor scale. And I started off with one of the notes there, so that's one of the tension notes, and I bring it right back down to the D sharp. So just playing with those notes there. So I told you these notes in the middle of the scale here, these two notes here, that's where the magic happens basically. So let's just play it all together. So let's play it all separately and then add it together. So the first part of the melody, bells. So that's the first part, and if you listen to all future Moneybag Yo, it's the same repetitive melody going off in the background. So if you feel like it sounds repetitive or anything like that, all you need is the drums below it. So let me show you how I started off with the drums. So within the actual packs here, my go-to is the 808s section here. So you can download it for free, and you've got quite a load of packs that you can go through, but the Ultimate 808s is basically done it for me to have that trap sound, those trap cushions, all inside Garageband, and these are for free. So my first one, so let me just give you a little preview. Basic hi-hats. So whilst this is going off in the background, I use this absolute zero bank for the snares. So every half bar, I've got this snare, and here you can see I added a little roll. And then for the hi-hats, so these are the hi-hats from this bank here, and I just added a simple hi-hat bounce, so you can see it here. Just added another little roll. So to make rolls on here, a little bit of a finicky process, but as you can see, you can go on the velocity, and if you click on each one, and you can just drag down the velocity until it goes close to the velocity that you want. So that creates kind of like the roll effect, but we're lowering the velocity, so that's how you get that sound. Then what I added was some extra claps in there from the Abstract Thought pack. On this Do Science here, there's loads of sounds. There's more than enough to play with here. So this is the extra hi-hat, and then the extra snare. And this is just an extra perk in there to keep it going, so on the offset. So I change it again. And some more perks in here, just more hi-hat effects. But within all these banks here, you just need to go through and some picks your fancy. But there's loads of sounds, rims, hi-hats, little perks. There's loads of banks. So I just had a little play around adding those in. So we've got a start and open hat here, and we've got more little hi-hat perks in there. So let's play all those together. See that ambient noise in the background? Wavy. The most part of it, what creates the song, is the 808. I have to have my own 808s. I have to have my own drum sounds in here. Sometimes, you know, you might not have those 808s that you want, or, you know, you haven't got any samples. And sometimes getting samples into GarageBand is a little bit of a faff as well. So I thought, do you know what, let me just create my own 808s. But first of all, I've got to give props to their 808 engine, what they've got on here as part of their Ultimate 808s preset. So there's a lot of banging 808s in there, and let me just sample a few. Go to recently downloaded 808s here, so let's just have a look. So I like these 808s, bassy. Another thing with the pitch, if you have it set on pitch, you do a little slide down. So there's loads of 808s on here, some bassy ones. And I just find that when I use some of them, I can set the cut off so it stops playing and when another one it stops playing when I play another note. So the attack on here, I feel like it doesn't really hit as hard as I would like to. And you can change the attack in this section here if you press the settings. There's different ones. Good respaces, and you can play around with the cutoff and just more of the attack, the delay. So this is really good to kind of tune and make your own 808s. Let me just go through a few more on here. Is the knocked ones, which is good. So for me, go through those ones, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of all of them. They are really good, and I will probably use some of those on different tracks. But I thought, you know what, in this drum kit, I actually really like in this drum kit, this bass. They haven't got a bass like that. I went through pretty much all of them, and something that just hits straight away, hits hard like that, this is like a really good 808 to me. But the only downfall, again, is this, you only can play it in its only note right here. So you can't go up or down an octave, or you can't play a few notes above to get that variation of the bass sounds. So I was just thinking, you know what, I wish I could just play this actual sample chromatically. So then what I did, and I just kind of thought outside the box, was, so I just played it as normal. So I've got the note here. And similar to what I did with the actual melody, where I rendered it to a audio file, I just did the exact same thing. So did the same process. You click on that, you click on merge, you pick which channel you want to merge with, and it gave me this 808. If you're thinking, then okay, I've just got the audio file here, I still can't play up and down the scale. How am I meant to do that? So then I created a sampler track. So if you go in the sampler part here, you've got your sampler, so you can drag any samples within this sampler, and you can play it up and down all the octaves and notes. So then I was thinking, okay, wait, let me see if I can drag that audio file straight in. So you hold the audio file, you drag it over the sampler, boom, it's inside. So yeah, just created my own 808 just like that, just out of their notes. So, you know, there's a lot you can do here. I created my own bank, which was this one right here. And for the effects, just put a compressor onto it, turn down the attack a bit, put up the ratio, brought it down so it hits hard, and put the mix to 8%, so the compressor will be kind of thumping that bass a bit. And I added some distortion. There was some really, really good effects inside Garageband that you can add now. It seems like there's been an update. I haven't been on Garageband for a while, so all this is kind of new to me. And the way that you add the effects on is in the plugins section. You click edit, and you are limited to only 4 plugins, but you shouldn't really need to add more than 4 plugins. But if you do, if you max out the 4 plugins, what you can do is render it again as an audio file and then put more on top. Simple as that. Do you know, I need a quick drink. This is life, and the coconut water, it's just so refreshing. You know, it's good to where you've got to close your eyes when you drink it. Right, back to it. And I just added a bit of an EQ. So that whole saturation that you was hearing, I took out the EQ, so it doesn't have as much saturation, so you can hear more of the sub. And then I just boosted up the EQ a little bit high, but on here, this kind of just gives it that extra thud. This sounds like an 808 that would be in one of my tracks in a way. So that's the settings what I did. So you can copy those settings, you can pick your own 808, drag it into the sampler and add those same settings, or you can have an existing 808 out of the Ultimate 808s drum packs and EQ it and kind of add your own uniqueness to it. So it's a simple kind of drum pattern here, but I'll just play it all together. let's play it all together. Some high end. In the last part. Just to finish it off, I just added this riser. You can just go in the samples here, type in riser, and there's a load of different risers that you can get from here. So there's a lot to play with. There's a lot of samples and loops inside Garageband as well. So if you just want to get used to making your own drums or manipulating some of the loops in there, you know, there's plenty in there to go through, and I'll probably do a video on that as well. But this is it, you know, and not much, just 3 parts of the melody, and it all just started off with making a simple melody just here, clicking on the settings, and just have a little bit of fun with pulling it into double time. You can half time it, you can go down to the quarter bar, and you know, rendering the file out, and then having a little play around with that as well. So there's a load of things that you can do with it. So this is the full beat, you know, that's on the hard Future and the Future, Moneybag, Yo, that kind of trap type beat. And what's good is that when you get to arranging it out, the effects part on here, beautiful. That bit at the end with the actual kicks here. So I'm going to do another tutorial using some of those sounds and use my own drum packs. I've been working hard, tailoring, EQing, altering my own drum packs, so I'm going to be releasing that soon. So if you're liking all the drum packs that I'm using on my previous videos, you know, I'll be releasing that soon, working on some one shots. Really and truly, you know, you can have everything what you need to make quality sounding beats right here on the iPhone. So that's it for the tutorial. Leave some comments below, let me know what your thoughts are, what tutorials or type beats do you want me to do next. I'm going to keep these coming, and for now, peace.